What's up, everybody? It is the Door That Kills Anime and Manga, and I wanted to do a discussion today about Yu-Gi-Oh! A weekly topic concerning the Yu-Gi-Oh! Franchise. I'm going to talk about the animated series, and I'm going to talk about the trading card game. And I wanted to do this video because I've been a fan of Yu-Gi-Oh! For a pretty good minute, and I've been out the loop lately, and I recently got back in. I've been playing the card game with some friends online, and I see there's a lot of changes that some I like, but most I don't like, and I had varied opinions about different seasons of the animated series also, so it's just for me to get out my grievances and for you guys to reflect on and give me back what you think about it. You know, this isn't for a Magic the Gathering fan, so if you don't know about Yu-Gi-Oh, then this isn't a video for you. So I suggest you leave now because I'm going to get really in-depth into the Yu-Gi-Oh franchise. So first, I'll start off with how I became a Yu-Gi-Oh fan. I was very young at the time. I believe I was around 8 years old, and I got my first pair of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I got a structure deck, and I bought them off some dude off the street, and yeah, they were fake. And when I figured that out, I was blown. I was cheated out of my $10. I thought I was getting a good deal. I was introduced into the card game that way, and I really wanted to play it, and it felt cool. I didn't know how to play. And once I learned that there was an animated series, I went right on that. I remember it was on the CW back then. 4Kids was dubbing it. I decided to watch the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters. And I enjoyed the series. I enjoyed the 4Kids dub. A lot of people don't say that. But I enjoyed the 4Kids dub. I really didn't see the Japanese version, the original content. And nah, I just didn't. So I saw the original series and I liked the series. I was a fan of it all the way up until the end of the series. You know, I saw the other series, the Dragon filler, the Zork filler. I saw the Noah filler. I saw, it was a one, the Capsule Monster series. I don't know if that was filler or not, but I enjoyed most of the content that was produced for that series. And even the main plots with Merrick, like I said, Duelist Kingdom, I enjoyed that. And later down the line, you know, even when I was a kid, I was watching Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, and I believe the last series I caught up with in Yu-Gi-Oh! terms was Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, and I got the tail end of that, and then Zexal came out, and I decided, no, I'm just gonna stop, because I was just casually watching by the time the end of 5Ds was, and I knew I was getting older, and I just started to get disinterest. And then recently I was re-enfranchised into the series. I hear there's a second season of Zexal. I haven't been following Zexal at all, but I do know about the rank monsters, the Exceed summoning, that, and like I said before, I was following the card game. Back when I was a child, though, I was following more from seasons 1, you know, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters, to the early part of Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D. So I knew about Synchro Summoning, I knew about various type of archetypes being integrated into the game. But I think the Yu-Gi-Oh! Franchise from the start was very good. It was something fresh, it was something new, it was something easy for a lot of children to get into. I still think a lot of children like it today, and a lot of people put money into it because it's a simple game, it's very dynamic. There's an anime selling the card game, and I believe the people who are doing this are making a whole bunch of fucking money. Like, you guys are like really smart for what you're doing. But for now, I do think this franchise is getting stale, especially for the card game, and I'm very opinionated when it comes to this. I think the card game now is really hacked, and here's why. Because whenever you find a chink in the armor for something that happened previously inside of a game, then that's a hack, okay? That's a loophole. And what the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game established at the beginning was you were supposed to work and able to give your opponents damage. And you do have to work in this new format of Yu-Gi-Oh! This advanced format, but the way that people summon monsters, the way that effects are integrated, and the way the rulings change on how you use effects, that's switched over. One thing I want to touch on is the whole chain aspect of it. How people can literally say, I'm going to activate this card before you use this card's effect because the content of my card is faster. However, I use that card to quote-unquote destroy your card, yet you're using it before I get the chance to do it, but I said I was going to do it before you. The chain aspect of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is really confusing because it allows you to retcon the instance of what you're trying to do against somebody else, unless I've got the rules wrong. Somebody tell me, unless I've got the rules wrong. Okay? And another aspect of it is that in the original Yu-Gi-Oh! You had to tribute, or you had to use the special summoning of your monsters facilitated through monsters effects, which usually had a cost, or through spell and trap cards. But now You get that towards synchro summoning, where you only need the right tuner monster, then you can just put them together with the level. Or I think it's more bullshit, which is the rank monsters, which you have to have the same monsters of the same level, and then you put them together, then you get a whole new monster. I remember Utopia, which is the, I guess you could say, the flagship monster for the main protagonist in Zexal's monsters arsenal. He basically is summoned by using 2 level 4 monsters. And this can be summoned, and look at it, he can be summoned in 2 turns, because you can summon 1 level 4 monster, wait, then summon another one the next turn, and these are the least stand. I'm putting it at the least. And then they can be summoned. No, I remember when Neos, when Dark Magician, when even at least Stardust Dragon, it took them 3 turns for able to be them summoned. Like 3, 4, sometimes, and it had to be a logical sacrifice, but it's intentional for these Exceed monsters when you put them under there as an attachment to those Exceed monsters for the sacrifice for the level 4s or whatever the same level monsters, that they work. And they get effects based on those monsters. And when they leave, I agree, they don't get those effects, but that's the easiest way of summoning. Do you know how this debunks the previous forms of Yu-Gi-Oh? I think this card game has not aged well because it's made people go faster in the way that they do. I don't think people can enjoy games anymore unless they have the same level of decks. You see, I understand the old model not being integrated into the new model, and the new model trumping the old model and almost everything that it goes, but it shouldn't have to debunk the logic of the old model in order to do it. Don't get me started on like the ban list and what's gone, and just basically cards that are overused and limited. I get it. Certain things like I'll tell you, the Dragon Rulers, they needed to die. No, fuck them. They needed to go. They needed to be assassinated. I think all of them should be banned, okay? Yu-Gi-Oh! The card games should just forget about them. They should just be a figment of the imagination. But nah, they're limited, and you know, the 4 main weakest monsters are banished. So yeah, that was a mistake on your part, Konami, okay? You fucked up. But I digress. Just thinking about the card game right now, it's so fast that duels happen quickly, and you gotta adjust to the new. It's a good marketing style. You gotta adjust to the new style, and you gotta get the new cards so you can compete with the level of Yu-Gi-Oh. You guys thought very well about your market, but at the same time, you're discrediting the card game. The card game isn't aging well. You can't have your old material and use them for the new material, and it's debunking a lot of the rules that you had previously, where you had to wait certain amount of turns to summon and certain amount of monsters to use, and more monsters effects and more archetypes. Because archetypes, when you put those monsters that go with other monsters and make them into a whole entire deck, that prevents the actual user from creating their own original utility, which I really liked from the first season of Yu-Gi-Oh! And even through the second season of Yu-Gi-Oh! I knew that was being played majorly, and I did not like that angle because it took out the intelligence, the strategy of the game, because you can only collect these cards and then the strategy would be right there for you to use. It wouldn't be that hard unless you modify a couple cards, put some stuff there, but there's the layout. There's no thinking from the ground up like in the original Yu-Gi-Oh! I remember when Joey or whenever Yami Yugi or anyone else in the card, any characters, or anyone who was playing the card game at the time had to create their own strategy from the ground up. Now you have these elemental heroes, and you have gladiator beasts, and like I said, mermaids and dragon rulers. Just like it just feels like the card game is unoriginal. But concerning the animated series, they're entertaining, but it's only used to project the trading card game sales. So as long as you keep up coming with this series, and as long as you keep up coming with a new gimmick, there's no reason why this story needs to continue. I'm thinking about that because I don't like stories that be milked just for the sake of profit. Why? Why is Zexal existing? Except for the simple fact that you want to facilitate the story Bonds Beyond Time, the Yu-Gi-Oh movie, with the first 3 Yu-Gi-Oh main protagonists when they had the guy from the far future. But I didn't even see hints of that in Zexal. From what I heard, I've asked people about it. And I know they're coming out with an Arc 5, which may happen, but who knows? Maybe they'll tie in this whole story together, and then that'll be the end of Yu-Gi-Oh! Like the animated series. But I don't know now, okay? Like, who knows what the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime has in store? This is just me talking about my grievances and gripes with the Yu-Gi-Oh! Franchise right now. It just seems overused. It seems like it's being used as a cash cow. And for you business people, don't get me lie. You business people are smart. You're intelligent. I don't doubt you for that, but at the same time, there has to come an option where it's like, stop, or don't do it that way. You don't have to use the anime to facilitate a trading card game. Look at Magic the Gathering. I even feel Magic the Gathering in some points is better than Yu-Gi-Oh! In basic gameplay and even in popularity. Magic has a cult following, if you've noticed that. Like, usually when you go to conventions or festivals or wherever a card game would be facilitated, Magic is right there. So there you go. That was my weekly topic. Reflect on it. What do you think about the franchise of Yu-Gi-Oh? Do you think it's bad? I think it's just being wasted. I think it should have done away like a year or two ago. I don't see the purpose of the Exceed monsters. The game's going too fast. The quality of the game is being ruined. And, you know, I haven't adjusted well to the new game. Ever since Exceed monsters came out, I haven't been playing very well. You know, that's just not, you know, I just haven't been invested in the game. I'm sure if I wouldn't be invested in the game, I would come up with new strategies, but everybody has these archetypes and everyone has established decks, and the game's not creative anymore. It's not fun for me. It's probably fun for you guys. So if you guys think vice of what I think, tell me why. You know, just answer my question. Just, what do you think of the animated series right now? Do you think it has a point? Do you think it has somewhere where it will end? Do you think there's a plot line to all this? Or do you think the trading card game is good? You know, it's fine. Duel, you're just overthinking shit. You suck at Yu-Gi-Oh! That's why you're so mad. Just tell me that stuff. Okay, it's the Duel that kills anime and manga. Like or dislike this video, it does not matter. You have all the quality content, none of the filler, and if you don't know what that is, you need to watch from an anime. Peace.
This is Zero. Da-na-na-na-na. So call me hero.
Where did you get that from that song? Like, this is crazy.
This is crazy. Call me baby. Hello everybody, this is the
Reading that is ongoing right now, or a series I've already read that is completed right now. And what I'm doing for this segment of the channel is that I'm recommending series that I think are very good, or that you guys have told me to read, and I've read it and I've been thoroughly impressed with it. These are